Good afternoon, everyone. Throughout my career, I was privileged enough to work in various innovation ecosystems across the world. And recently, I've been concerned about something that I would like to talk to you about today. Recently, I was on the judging panel of a startup pitch competition. Altogether, 40 startups. The majority in e-commerce and fintech. And one, only one, focused on sustainability. Now, who do you think walked away with the funding? It was not the sustainability one. We celebrate AI apps that conveniently book us a table at the hottest restaurant within milliseconds, instead of focusing on AI platforms that look at the underlying problem of that industry, food waste. 1/3 of all food produced gets binned. So what does that tell us? It shows us that we are building startup economies that are fast, scale hard, and optimize everything but the future. So we need to ask ourselves, is our innovation boom silently sabotaging our future? Now, the GCC is experiencing a tech renaissance, a startup boom, record level of investment. But where is all this money going to? In a region that imports 85% of all that we consume, less than 5% of startup funding goes towards climate, food, and water security. We keep on investing in a smoother, faster version of the same unsustainable life. Now, not too long ago, I was devising the innovation and technology strategy for one of the giga-projects here in the region. That entailed that we go out, scout, hunt, assess disruptive tech from all over the world. And one evening when I came home and told my 7-year-old son, Theo, about what I came across and how amazing these new inventions were, he looked at me and he said, "But Baba, if these inventions are so amazing, then how come the world isn't getting any better?" He was watching a climate impact clip at that time, so it was very hard for me to argue with that. But what I realized in that moment is that our innovation compass is broken. We keep on making the same mistakes. We push speed over stewardship, growth over governance, and convenience over consequence. It's by default. We don't know how to assess startups differently at the moment. We want to see how fast can we get return on investment. Speed over stewardship. Now, in order to understand where we're going, we need to see where we're coming from. The Industrial Revolution brought us immense progress. It changed the way we lived, but at a terrible cost. Increased pollution, accelerated global warming. Now, the inventors of the 1800s didn't have the data nor the knowledge that we have today. They had an excuse. We don't. Now, going forward to the age of the fourth industrial revolution, the age of AI. The speakers before already touched on it. This promises to deliver even more disruptive innovations and progress than all of the ones before. But at what cost? Training one AI model uses as much electricity as 100 households in 1 year. The data centers we built already consume as much energy as entire countries. So what are we doing? We're powering our new world of intelligence by burning the old one. That's the definition of unsustainable innovation. And the best of intentions are useless. I would even go as far to say dangerous without the right incentives. We need a way, a new way, to measure what really matters. And that's where the Startup Alignment Index comes in. Think of it as a checklist that looks at a startup and says, does it reduce harm or does it make things worse? Does it contribute to achieving our SDGs? And is it in alignment with our strategy and long-term vision? And if it's not, why fund it? So if we look at a startup, the current metrics that we have are, what's your yield? How fast can you grow? What's my payback period, ROI? Now with the SAI, we additionally ask, what's the energy cost? What SDGs are you hitting? What is your carbon footprint? So with these simple questions, we immediately make the invisible visible. Now, immediately, and I come from the same space, we would think, right, adding an extra layer of sustainability, an extra layer of scrutiny is going to kill our profit margins. Actually, the valuation model for us to invest or not to invest, and this couldn't be further from the truth. Sustainability is actually the biggest opportunity of our lifetime, and here's why. A startup that reduces its energy consumption, water consumption, doesn't hit a green metric. It hits a margin metric. It goes straight to the bottom line. Second, organization and global corporations all have to deliver on sustainability development goals. The startup that can help them achieve that has access to multi-billion-dollar projects and contracts. The startup that isn't aligned doesn't. And the third aspect is alignment is de-risking. So what do I mean by that? The startup that is not aligned walks into a perfect storm of future carbon taxes, penalties, and angry customers. The startup that is aligned is future-proof. For the past 20 years, we were advocating move fast, break things. For the next 50 years and beyond, we need to change that to move smart and build things that last. And very important is, profit doesn't disappear with alignment. Profit follows alignment. Now, this is not only something for the people in charge. Everyone in this room has power. As a consumer, ask, what are the energy costs? As an employee, hold your company accountable. Are they achieving their SDGs? Are they doing what they're promising? And as a student, use the Startup Alignment Index to critically evaluate which companies you want to work for. Now, not every startup needs to be a climate startup, not at all. But no startup should be allowed to make the crisis worse. There is so much vision, but vision without alignment is momentum without direction. We need founders that don't just disrupt industries. We need founders and startups that repair entire systems. And equally, we need investors that not only chase unicorns, but build resilience. So, a startup that can scale is impressive. A startup that can scale and regenerate is what we need. So let's build the future, not crash it. Thank you.